Hello everybody, I'm your host French Lightning John, and today we have a good race between Reseren and pollsmor. Will be sorry with me, I'm not a runner of this game. My knowledge is a little limited, but I know enough for this commentary. So the runners are getting ready. Everything is being ready up. So let's prepare for this very hype match, everybody. I want to see some hype in the chat. So the race will begin soon. Everybody seems to be ready, so we just need to wait for it to begin. So, in this category, we will collect all the items. It will be a little similar to any person in some place, with just extra collecting up until cleanup. There will be some deviation from left and right, but up until cleanup, there's a lot of similarities. Oh yes, indeed, got an unlimited hype! And the race has begun! So, they begin with a little introduction from the computers, saying to you that you need to go to your target. So, in this game, there's a lot of text. Text smashing is a real skill, as it saves a lot of RTA time to know when to text. And we have a. Oh, it was already a good beginning there. And for Reseren, nice. Reseren did get the beginning climb. Cosmos was having a nice beginning, but then fell just one wall jump, and those wall jump are not free at all. They're pretty hard. I did try it myself just to know how hard they were. I did practice it a lot. They're not easy. So, and now they talk to the computer again, and to open those places and to get to that little creature here, which is infected by the X, and also the place where Samus' suit was, the quarantine bay. And now, returning to the computer, telling the bad news, saying that the X parasite is now free, but that Samus, because of her DNA change from the veterinary vaccine, cannot absorb floating X freely to replenish her health. But she's also now vulnerable to cold, like a Metroid. And now they will be going to get their first upgrade, the missiles upgrade. Up until they get Charge Beam, the missile will be very useful as it deals more damage than your regular beams. But once they get Charge Beam, now the missile will be becoming way less useful. And up they go. A little time with the computer and taking the elevators up to the main deck. And again, some text here. You can accelerate the text here. It's again very important to know how to make all those texts being faster, because they have Fusion had quite a lot of text. And Japanese version being the fastest, and also I forget to say, both the runners were on Japanese because they agreed to be on Japanese. Because normally, if they don't agree, it is the US version they need to take. As you can already know, Japanese version being faster because less character, so less time waiting for the text. Now there's some. Now the powers kind of went off. So they need to find an alternative way with their missiles and go to their target. Also now, since they have missiles, they will be now instead of yellow X, it will be green X, which let you replenish your missiles. Some nice wall jump here. Going to take that missiles and the missiles to the left here. And now they're going to kill the first Ghidorah. They're gonna take 3 missiles hit. If you can, oh, nice double there. One beam. Nice, that was good RNG. Oh no, he didn't get a double, so unlucky for him, didn't get a single double, but got good RNG on the Ghidorah. Let's see for Reseren. Oh, he's getting punished by the and kill. And yes, this is a secret passage here that need missiles to get that other E-tanks. So like I said, they're gonna take 3 missile shot, but you can double the Ghidorah. Until they get super missiles or charge beam, they need to get those double shots. And now some doubles also. When the X form, as you can see with pollsmor, you can shoot 2 missiles to make them spawn inside the X, the core X. So you only have 1 shot remaining, and both of them had a really great fight. But it's the first boss, so pretty easy. And now they will need to return to the computer and talk again with him. He will give you your next instruction to where to go next. But we all know where. We played this game long enough and far enough and all. It's SR388, Sector 1. So there's a problem with this atmospheric stabilizer there. So they will need to clean them. The X are using it to reproduce. So taking the missile here, because this is the fastest way to take it, because there's no every other times you go here you won't be taking those missiles. It will be too slow to do so. So this is the perfect moment to take those missiles here. And we have the spooky sakes. Look at her being so rude. Shooting a super missile and destroying the door, and instead of just opening it like a normal person. And now, Sector 1 SRX, a faithful replica to SR388. Again, you have to talk with the computer every time you enter a new sector. It will tell you your objective, what you need to do, and the like. And also, it's here that you will get your... No, that's next sector. So, that's it. You will have to fight those X parasiting the ventilator, and you also get charge beam. The first great upgrade. Charge beam is really useful, as you will see later. But so far, you have to use missiles. 3 missiles for each atmospheric ventilator. So first one being clean for each of our runners. At the same time, since it takes some time before the door will open, as you can see with Reseren, taking the time to take some drop. It is the perfect occasion since you have some downtime. Taking that E-tank. Now, as you can see, missile at the beginning is still very useful, but it do lose its usefulness quite quickly. And now the second atmospheric ventilator. Good. Pollsmor has the good RNG as the ventilator is going down, so he didn't have like Reseren to go all the way up to be able to land some missiles, saving him sometimes compared to Reseren. So RNG being this game has a lot of RNG, so it can become a good factor of who can be ahead or behind. And now we'll have a third ventilator to clean. I think there's a total of 5 ventilator, and you have 3 before, if I remember correctly, before charge beam. And yes, here you don't need to go all the way with those stairs. I know that they're now going to fight the charge beam car X. And nice double from Reseren, putting in ahead of pollsmor. And both of them going for the doubles. A nice job for pollsmor. By looking at the different timer when they took their core X, Reseren is still ahead, it's just the timer not in sync. So it seems pollsmor is ahead, but by looking at the timer and where they are each, Reseren is ahead by a few seconds and taking some damage to be able to use charge beam and kill that atmospheric ventilator in one shot. There's something important with charge beam. When you get charge beam, you get now 2 beams. Each charge shot, when you charge your beam, you create then 2 charge beam, 2 charge shot beams. Each deal 10 damage like a missiles. But the thing is that charge beam also create a flare, and the flare also deal damage. I don't remember the value. I know it's less than 10. I think it's maybe 4 damage, but it's enough to kill those atmospheric ventilator and a lot of other enemies and boss very quickly, more quickly than using regular missiles. So now charge beam will be very used often, especially up close and personal, because of that flares that it release. So now they have finished with sector 1. They will be going and tell the computer which will say where to go next. And the next sector is sector 2, the tropical sectors, where they will get their bombs upgrade. Bombs in this game, to be honest, are pretty useless because you can't infinite bomb jump, and they take a very long time to explode. So you try to evade using bomb as much as you can in this game because they are slow, but very slow. And now some inner monologue with Samus. Again, you really need to know when to smash your button to make the text appear quickly and the like. And in the elevator, I think you just need to press at the right moment and hold it to make it faster. And now, like always, each beginning of the sectors, you have to talk to the computer at least once for each sector. And now Samus is introduced to the CX. The computer is saying to her to be safe against the CX, as the CX has Samus full powers. I mean, the Shozo suit, various suit, and screw attack and all are upgrade from Super Metroid. So it is a very dangerous foe for Samus, still being very vulnerable, and especially to the ice beam. Because, like the computer said, yes, Samus is as vulnerable as a Metroid to the ice beam. She can be frozen, literally like a Metroid. Now they will be going to open the level 1 security hatch. so they get access to the bombs upgrade. And here, level 1 security clearance open. And by judging by the timer, it seems that Reseren is ahead of pollsmor. I will say by 1 or 2 seconds. A very close race with our two runners. Those two runners are really good. So so far this is a really exciting match, seeing how close they are of each other's, being just apart from 1 or 2 seconds. And now the bombs upgrade. Like I said, bombs are kind of useless in this game compared to all the other Metroid games. By being very limited, this game they really didn't want you to sequence break. So as you can see, bombs take a long time to explode. And you do have quite a lot of bombs plugged to break. And there's some bomb jump you need to do. But again, not a single IPG can be done, so... Those bomb jumps is just a single use of bombs. Just to go above some morph tunnels. And here, a missile pack that you need also to use bombs to get that little platform things to increase. As you can see, some bomb jump required. Very slow. Very recent sleeper when bombs are used. That's not a very exciting part. But at least there's not a ton of bombs, jump and the like to be used. There's still quite a lot, but not that much. And now, going here and breaking that. Oh, pollsmor didn't miss his. And Reseren going for the slower strat to be able to enter there. As you can see, the fast strat is that you open the bottom part, lay a bombs at the above part, go down quickly, shoot, take the missiles, and then get away before the bomb blocks reform. What Reseren did was a slow version of it, which is way more easier and consistent, as you have more time to react. Now, it seems that against pollsmor being behind, even if it seemed to be in sync, it's just that the timers are not. But they're still very close to each other's. 3 seconds apart. And now Zazabi. That boss is pretty RNG because he can jump quite a while. I think the maximum jump you can do is 3 or 4 jump. So you want as minimum jump as you want. And we have Reseren getting the good RNG instead of pollsmor. Alright, just 1 jump. And Reseren again getting the good RNG, and Pulse really getting punished here by the RNG. So giving Reseren more time to be ahead. And nice doubles, and the double for Reseren. And I think pollsmor also got the doubles. Nicely done for both of them. Unfortunately for pollsmor, for the RNG, nothing he can do. That's just this game in a nutshell. RNG being such an evil mistress. And now, they have the high jump boots and spring ball abilities. Now they need to get out of this sector, and now fighting, not fighting, but seeing the first Encounter CX, taking it. As you can see, Samus literally froze. In Undo is pretty. It is pretty free to do the CX skip, as you can just tank the damage and then just run away. You won't die from the ice beam and the super shot, because you have enough health to survive. And now they are trying to find a bolt of way to exit, returning to the beginning of the sectors 2. And again, also when exiting each sectors the first time, not the first time, every time you have to exit sectors, you have to talk to the computer also. Unless it's during cleanup where you no longer need to talk to the computers. And now the computer will make them go to the next sectors and say that maybe it was an error opening those level 1 security doors. Now the X are into more sectors. The next sector, as I remember, it will be sector 3. The odd sectors, or it will be sector 4. Oh no. Oh no, I was wrong. It was sector 4. The Aqua sector. They will go later to sector 3. But it's not right now. And now, again, the computer having to go talk to him before entering each sector. Telling you where is your target. In this sector, you will get the speed booster abilities. The most useful abilities. One of the most useful because it lets you go fast. Sonic fast. So let some shot here and there, some pseudo screw to get rid of the enemies, and instead of going down like in any percent, they're going here because there's an item they need to get. And also that big fish there deal a ton of damage. In 0% it is a death sentence because it deal more than your 99 energy. It deal at least 100. And all they get there E-tanks. And now they're on track to return in the same way normally that any person will go. Again, so far it was the route was kind of close to any percent with some difference. And using spring ball to destroy that chain bomb blocks and then go into the water. So it is the reason why it is faster is that you don't have to wait for the chain bomb blocks to completely destroy, and using the ladders. The ladders are very slow for movement wise. Samus walking is just faster, and jumping around water if you're slowed down is still faster. That's all slow those ladders can be. And now they are the target Ceres, but Ceres is dead. There's only a skeleton, and we have a Ghidorah that can only mean one thing: Ceres has been infected by an X parasite. And now, in place for some good music, and as you can see, using the charge beam up close and personal to get the flares, you can kill that boss in 2 rounds with charge beam. And well done, that first phase has been killed in 2 rounds by pollsmor. Reseren also getting that first good shot, some good doubles on pollsmor, and Ceres is dead for pollsmor. By the end of the time, pollsmor is ahead of Reseren, and I think Reseren did miss a doubles, unfortunately for him. Oh, and it missed a second doubles. If you have seen Paul's screen, he did a shine spark. Normally, you need 3 block eye ties to shine spark, but because of how Samus jump, because to shine spark you need to be in the air. But if you spam jump, you can activate the shine spark while still being there before you land. It is really hard, but you can in a two tie, so it clear all the way past so you can run easily back to destroy those speed block. And now they're going again here because they need to activate the water pumps. And also a little deviation for any person because there's some missiles here. You have to not forget about them. And now unreal with any percent. But again, there will be another deviation. As you can see, running and not charging a spark because normally in any percent you will charge a spark and get up by where you enter, but there's a missiles pack here. You need to take them under. And now both of them will exit the water pump area. And there's one more items. And again, not charging a spark here because you don't want to do a low height here and shine spark all across here because you want those missiles here. In any percent, you just shine spark with what we call a low height, which is unmorphing before touching the ground and shine sparking so you can shine spark all across here. And then use a speed keep with the slope. But not the undo because again you have that missile pack. And pollsmor did use a swag spark kill for the crab here. It's really swag because he had to charge shine spark when landing, which is frame perfect. Nice done for pollsmor. And now computer time again. So the computer again saying to you, you need to go to the next sector, which is sector 3 now, the odd sector. And also as you can see, now since they have speed booster, they will charge a shine spark every time they go see a computer to use them to run and jump into the elevator to be faster. Save a few frames. And now, also, when they can, they will try to jump into the elevators. Because when you land, you stop immediately instead of having to wait a little after running. And now computer giving you the map of the area with, but not the secret place, just the normal place to go. And tells you where you need to go, but at the same time, there is a level 2 security lock to unlock here if I remember correctly. So they need to find it. By security reason again, it is not shown where it is. And here, where you land the crumble blocks, there's a strat you can do. And that strat is... Okay, I was thinking it's both mixing the items, and no. The strat is that you want to do the frame perfect down inputs to shine spark into this room. And level 2 security locks has been clear. Now they can open green hatch. And the reason why they took the items below there is because they need to run, and with the path opens down, you need to wait to be able to run, so it's slower. Oh, and pollsmor and both Reseren did try the shine break. Unfortunately, they didn't get it because it is faster if you can get a shine break to shine spark all across up instead of using the ladders. And well, hello Bob. This missile pack is named Bob, very infamous in 0%. For a long time, it was the reason why they were doing 1% because of that missile pack. But they did find a way to skip in with ease with the English version using out of bound. And now let's see if pollsmor will get the, and the same thing for Reseren, the shine spark into the door to use, and with a slope. It's pretty hard. I think you have a 5 frame windows to do it, and I see them for Paul's. Because Reseren didn't get it. Because unlike the computer times, when you get an upgrade, the Shining Spark timer still continues during those animations. Same thing for the elevators. And now, pollsmor nearly forgot those missiles. A chance he did remember them. And now they will have to fight Box 1. So this fight is pretty trivial if you don't miss any missile shot in the air. And Reseren going for the fast strat, being inside of a box. You do take damage, but the fight's pretty quickly since you don't have to wait for Box to move and being above him in the ladders, saving quite a bit of time over pollsmor. Oh, you almost did. It seemed pollsmor wanted to go for the fast strat, or when he said almost did, that mean, or he almost did forget the missiles before Box. They seem to be in sync, guys, but their timers are not in sync. So basically, Reseren is ahead by 4 seconds. And now some dialogue between the computer and some unknown agent. Probably the Federation. And now time for Sector 6, I mean. Oh yes, Reseren has been the lead quite a while, but there was a lot of lead change between pollsmor and Reseren. This race so far, guys, is really exciting. Seeing that there is lead change throughout the round, and both of them are really playing well. And now again, computer times. Always computer times. So this sector, the Nocturne sectors, is where you will encounter the blue X. But the reason why they're blue is because they went into the sector 5, the cold sector. So they have evolved to be cold. So now those blue X will be chasing Samus to try to hurt her and freeze her from the interior. So each time Samus will absorb an X, she will get hurt. Reseren opening that bomb blocks ahead of time because it is faster. So when you will go exit, they will take that that little hole which have a missile upgrade. Also, shooting the blue X freeze them in place. So if you can, when they are very close on your waist, you want to shoot them so you won't absorb them. And again, when using bombs during animation, like you take an E-tanks, this will still explode. So you want to do bombs and then take the E-tanks, saving you sometimes about the bomb slow the fuse timing. And the CX again. This time, this CX skip is the easiest one in any categories. Extremely free because the CX is pretty stupid. This CX cannot fall. She can only jump. So when she wants to go down with you, she is jumping instead of just falling on you. It may be a lame sake skip, but at least it is a very easy skip. And now, it seems that the two runners are very close to each other's. Let's see the time they enter the doors. 32 and 31. So Reseren is still ahead by 1 second. They are 1 second apart of each other's. And now this box, Mega Core X. The only way you can earn that first phase is with Charge Beam, and then it will go into a regular Core X, which can only be armed with the missiles upgrade. Also, as you can see, they use their missiles against the Gara, because I forgot to tell you, before the box fight, it was the Super Missile upgrade, which deal 3 times damage of a regular missiles. And now, as you can see, you have various suits. The X want to arm you, but they don't know that it is healing you. So instead of being healed by 10 like a yellow X, you're now healed by 20 with a blue X. So after this first encounter, now the blue X will try to evade you, just instead of ramming into you. And now exiting the Nocturne sectors. Oh, pollsmor having some fumble here. It's alright, Paul. It's alright. Scotty is always disappointed with everybody movements because he's just so good at those games. You always expect the best of everybody. And now that other bomb blocks also on the way out has been opened, because they will go more than once in these sectors. So the second time they will enter the sectors, they will use that always to go there. And pollsmor using a Shine Spark here, really nicely done. I think it saved a few frames also to be able to get a Shine Spark into a slope to speed boost across. And again, computer times, having to talk, charging a spark at the computer, because the spark timing is paused during this time. And using a spark to jump into the elevators. And Reseren seems to be ahead by quite a few seconds now. And the next sector, Sector 5. The cold sectors. And with various suits, Samus is now protected from the cold environment as well as the hot environment, because yes, there is some room that deal heat damage and not just cold damage. But sadly for us, this various suit is pretty ugly. And Gravy's suit, which will be more beautiful, will take a while before getting hit. So now the next objective is to go to take that pack here, in which I think is the power bombs upgrade, or it's the ice beam upgrade. Power bombs is later when they have to return here, because this sector they also have to come back more than once, and they also have level 3 security clearance, the yellow hatch, to unlock it before being able to get the ice missile, if I remember correctly. Again, I'm not a brother of this game. I'm not playing enough of this game, so there might be some information I might have wrong. So excuse me if I'm wrong on some of those stuff. And Pause and Chad saying to Reseren to stop being on PB pace, so it seems that Reseren is on PB pace. And they are on their way to unlock the level 3 hatch. Level 3 hatch unlock. So, Scotty, since you're here, or anybody else, can you tell me what are the PBs or both runners, please? I'm not well versed in the times that runners are in Fusion, and I didn't do my homework. 140-17 RTA for Reseren. And now the ice missiles upgrade. Also, there's something about missile upgrade in this game. Is that each missile upgrade make the missiles faster, making the doubles being orders to do each times. Because there's also you cannot shoot missiles super fast. You need a certain period of waiting times before being able to reshoot. And now you see the fact that the X can, after being killed, if you don't absorb them, transform into another X variant or some puzzle room. And by seeing Wu's head, did Paul's forget that the first puzzle room? I didn't see him go there. I was more focused on Reseren with the puzzle room with the X. Yeah, by what Paul said, he did forget that missile pack. And now, emergency in Franker Z, everybody. I want you to pause emergency in Franker Z, please. And we also emergency in Franker Z from Reseren. And now they have to go into the sector 3, where they need to stop the main boiler to explode and thus destroying the whole station. So far pollsmor seemed to be ahead, but that's because he forgot an item. In reality, Reseren is ahead by quite a while of times. It's only during cleanup, kind of cleanup, or when they will return a second time into the sector 6 that we will know the real-time discrepancy. It's when Pulse will take that missile pack that we will know how much Reseren is in reality. So now, instead of going up, they're going down in sector 3. And this room is a heated room. So without the Varia suit, you are taking damage. And using some good R shot, because in this game there's something you can do with your short shot when you're when you're using the ladders or in spin jump, especially when you're space boosting, is that if you have a short shot selected and you press R to select missiles, the game will shoot your beams without you interrupting what you're doing. So in the latter, you will continue to move, and while you use space jump, especially very important space boost, you will keep space boosting or space jumping. And one beam for Pulse. Only one beam. Still very decent RNG. The perfect RNG is 0 beams. And now Pulse going for the doubles on this. The white beam car X. And getting the second doubles. Nicely done. And perfect RNG for Reseren. And Reseren also setting up for the doubles. Get the first. And get the doubles. Nicely done for both of our runners. And now the main boiler is now safe. It will no longer explode. Oh, it seemed from Pulse and Chad saying that he intentionally forgot that items there. So it means that Pulse don't get the missile in Sector 6 in first visit. So he either got it in the second or third visit or during cleanup. Oh, and Reseren is 18-second PB pace. And now, exiting again, and computer time again, like always. You always have to talk to the computer when exiting the sectors. Same thing for entering. Now talking about that the ex-crew, saying that the newly borrowed intelligence conflict with their natural instinct, seeing Samus as such a great threat that they are ready to kill themselves to kill Samus. And now you will have to go to the habitation deck. So you have to go all the way up, exiting those places. Because there might be some more survivor. Now, on the way up to the habitation deck, there's not a lot to say here. There will be some platforming here and there, trying to platform correctly, and shootings like that, so they can regen faster. So nice platforming for pollsmor. So far, Reseren also have good platforming. Oh, unfortunately for pollsmor, he tried to go for the fast strat, but misses wall jump. It is a art strat. What you want to do is wall jump and then jump into the Fune. You then will jump above before the Namier form and then you freeze it to be on top of it. And now animal RNG. Wow! Wow, that's some good animal RNG. Because those animals can take a long time before appearing there. They all come in quickly. That was really lucky from pollsmor. That was an amazing RNG there. And now Reseren turn, as you can see, the animals can take a long time before appearing because they are moving in the background. So they need to return near the doors to be able to exit. So this is helping pollsmor a lot compared to Reseren. And now, with that, it is confirming the death of all the inhabitants of the space station. Only the animals did survive. For some strange unknown reason, the X don't want to parasite the animals and use them to reproduce. For some unknown reason, only the developer know why they thought it was a good idea. So canonically, the animals are clean. They're not infected by the X. And now they have to return to the sectors now. The little deviation here for the missile pack. Natural immunity. Maybe it's that, maybe. They're from Zebes after all. And now they have to go to the sector 5. So the coal sectors, I always confusing my sectors with both. I know I was saying sector 6, but in reality sector 5, the coal sector. So they will return to the arc sector again. So this is one of the chance for Paul to take the missiles he intentionally forgot. Yeah, that's a nice theory there, Scotty. Nice hypothesis that the animals are actually Metroids. And nice shine spark from Paul's here. And now returning here, where they need to go again, take the data pack. But for this time, it's Power Bomb. So now since they don't have wave being, it's a very late game items, they need to redo all the way back. And Paul's going here, thinking we'll get the E-tanks here. Very important, don't forget it. And now Pulse is going to take the missile pack here. And now let's see how much, who is really ahead and who is really behind. So far it's saying that Paul is ahead of Reseren. So 526 and 526. No, both are equal. They're in sync. And now another encounter with the SAX, using power bombs to open that place quickly and triggering the SAX, and then exiting. And the SAX is like, "Oh, yo, bro, it's all shield now. It's all shield." Oh, missing those shot here, putting Reseren ahead now. Reseren being ahead by 4 seconds. Again, the lead is changing quite a lot. This is a really exciting match, everybody. Lead change is always nice to see. And now going to take those missiles. Nicely done. You need to freeze those Reaper because there is crumble block here, as you can see. But it's not the worst of crumble blocks. The worst is a dreaded place called Crumble Cities, where it's entirely made of crumble blocks. And now they're exiting the Sector 5, and the computer will tell them to, now they have to go somewhere else again. The computer like to move Samus around left and right, up and down. It's like a power trip for the computer. Having some fun. Now returning to the ship, because there's something very important to tell to Samus. And now taking the elevator up. But surprisingly, The power stopped. The elevator stopped working. What? What is happening now? And we have a clone of Relay being infected by an X-parasite. Yes, the Federation have a clone of Relay. So using power bombs here to destroy to chain bomb blocks faster. Running around and not continuing and using power bombs because you need power bombs to get that missile pack. And landing a power bombs here, waiting a little, and then using the doors because those power bombs block don't respawn. And a good speed jump from both Pauls and Reseren. So the community in reality wanted you to go to the ship because he wanted to talk to you about the animals. And at the same time, since there's no powers, he wants you to go to your new objective, which is activating the auxiliary powers. The auxiliary powers, what it does is that it activates a recharge station and save station. And now in the way for the next destination. Thinking that E-tanks, very free tanks to take, but so personally you have to evade it. At least easier to skip than Bob. And yes, it will be the time for Yakuza, who would also have a really good music, good boss fight music. So again, another Ghidorah. One super missile killing, 1 beams. Same Reseren got 0 beams. I didn't see. Buzz got 2 beams. And as you can see, Reseren did shoot ahead of time when Yakuza was still there because you can hurt him since his mouth is open. And also, when Yakuza go down instead of opening his mouth, they let them being grabbed by Yakuza to force Yakuza to open his mouth more quickly. Because Yakuza need to try to go down to grab you 4 times maximum to open his mouth, if I remember correctly. I'm not being a runner, so I might be wrong on that, so unless there's a runner here that can correct me. Nice double from Paul. And the fight is finished, getting the triple double. Same thing for Reseren. And now they have Space Jump. Not a good item in Fusion, at least better than Super Metroid because you don't have to worry to fail your Space Jump and fall all the way to the ground, unlike Super Metroid. So it's a little upgrade, but still bad. The only good Space Jump is the Space Jump in Zero Mission, and I think everybody will agree with me on that. Zero Mission Space Jump is the best Space Jump. And now auxiliary power is restored. They need to find other ways to destroy those vines. And I'm not content with the SAX. And yes, you can use ice missiles to freeze her, making the encounter more trivial. The first time I played this game, I didn't know ice missile work on SAX because of various suit. I was like, why will the ice beam work? So it was pretty dangerous encounters. And since X can only jump and not fall, she can follow you once you go into that hole, so you're really safe. So I'll use the power bomb here to clean those blocks. Those are short blocks, so easy to get more power bombs. In this game, you will have a lot of power bombs, but when I say a lot, I mean it's a lot of power bombs. Way too much power bombs you need. And perfect RNG here for Paul. This fight is pretty easy to do, just shooting some missiles until the first phase die, and then the second phase, up to the third phase of Netori. Netori being a beam core, which is a plasma beam core. Fun fact is that white beam deal more damage than plasma beam, but plasma beam deal damage every frame since it is piercing the enemies, being stronger overall, except for fighting for one or two boss which don't pierce them. But overall, plasma beam is stronger because of the pierce ability and the ability to damage every frames. That's a very good question, Scotty. I think that could be a very great puzzle to do. Getting if you can manipulate the CX to jump into that hole, could be a really great puzzle. And now they're leaving the tropical sector. But again, there are still some items to take. As you can see, there's at the beginning, it's still quite similar to 20% time of routine. It's just there's some items to take, so there's a lot of deviation left and right. But up to cleanup, it's still kind of similar. And like again, computer talks every time you exit sectors, telling you where to go next. Always. Same thing before entering a sector is always a talk to tell you where to go next in that sector. And I think Paul is ahead. So 53 later, now Reseren is ahead by 3 seconds of Paul. So now they are returning into the nocturnal sector, no, the Arctic sectors, sector 5. Because there's a lot of damage that has happened here. Shooting and shine sparking, one of the best shine parts in the game. Shine sparking all across this place, skipping such a good amount of movement here. It's such a good shine spark, save a lot of times. And using a missile here to get that E-tank. Now, some underwater movement. Underwater movement without gravity. Oh, whoa, was that the double red X from Reseren? That's already one red X is a really rare drop. And Reseren just got 2 red X on 1 enemies. Unless it only some specific enemies has a really high chance of dropping a red X, and I think Ghidorah has a 100% chance of red X. And now taking the last items before entering the nightmare fight and getting this item there. This power bomb blast you can do, but it's slower. But this strat is a risky strat because you need to unmorph and take and use your ledge grab. If you fail it, you fall into the nightmares fight. And now, using a ton of missile here because it is faster than using your beam since Nightmare can't be pierced by your beams. So, since it takes 1 second to charge your beams, you want to use missile to optimize your damage against Nightmares. And Nightmare's dead for Reseren. And all dead for Paul. The phase 1 is dead. Now it's the Core X fight. I think you got doubles. And we got doubles for Paul. I think Reseren missed his last double, so he had to do one more missile shot. Need to open the doors before, because the door is slow to open. And it's not a door you can shoot, you need to be. It's the proximity doors. A little shine spark here to kill the enemies quickly and not caring about some platformings enemies. Oh, and Paul's getting the Redix also, as you can see here. Oh, and now the strings are in sync. Now it would be way easier to know who is ahead or not. And using our shot here to open the door and still being space boost. Going here for that missiles instead of going down right away. There will be some change here. In this place, I think the location you go is not exactly the same as 80%. So getting those, and we see that there's quite a few enemies to kill. And what is Paul doing? Did Paul forget something? Oh yes, he did forget. No, he forgot nothing. He thought he forgot the power bombs here. He forgot nothing, so losing a lot of times for nothings. But it's better that you lose times because by looking where you thought you miss an item than having 99%. Because the rules is that you have a 5-minute penalty for each item's missing, so you better lose a few seconds than having 99% and having a 5-minute penalties. And now the level 4 doors is now open. And so, more item collection, and now they need to get out of sector 4, the aquatic sectors. But there's still some more items to collect on the way. Some still minor items. Oh, and Reseren going the top way. Yeah, although you go the top way, I think in 90% you go the bottom way. So on morphing here, taking that missile, it's not that quite easy though. I tried to do it, but I'm no runner, so I'm no runner of this game. So, and now they will get the last missile upgrade, the deep fusion missiles, which make doubles on Core X very difficult. It's extremely hard now to get doubles. So if you see them missing the doubles, it's very normal at this point now. Also, diffusion missiles is very slow to charge. So every time you want to charge your diffusion missiles, you do it before using a dark transition. Because in this game, when you're trying to charge your beam or your missiles with diffusion, when exiting the dark transition, your beams or missile will be fully charged. And I don't remember how much times the diffusion missiles take to charge. I think it take a few seconds because it is slower than your charge beam to charge your diffusion missiles. And what does it do? Diffusion missile is that it diffuses a ton of little ice beam things, which freeze enemies, deal 1 point of damage, and also break all the missile block in the area they touch, because they do count as a missile shot. No, I don't run this game, Scotty. It's just I do like to know stuff and commentate things. Admit it, I'm still not running yet this game, Tiny Buxton, but I do plan to learn the easy category for Undo, because I don't want to deal with RNG, because yes, this tournament is on normal mode. With Japanese version, you have the easy and hard mode also, and the easy mode remove a ton of RNG, useless RNG that serve no goods. So, you ran this, baby, I saw you. Ah man, got red and dead. Monka S. I got gold. No, VBA is not allowed to run this game unless you want to run for in-game time. For in-game time, I think it's alright. But VBA it's not allowed for RTA, that's for sure. The only emulator authorized for RTA runs is BizHawk with MGBA core. So now they are in the sector Nocturne, where they will have a good transfer and no entry without authorization for Reseren. Let's not usable. We can't hear sadly the audio Reseren. We'll need to wait for Paul to be there. And now the Xbox fight. Why Xbox? Because it do rims, it's an of consoles, and because Box is infected with the X parasite, so Xbox. And also, it's a great name, Xbox. No entry without authorization. And the wave beams. So this fight is like the other box fight, really trivial. But instead of runaways, Xbox will become a beam core X, which is the wave beam core X. So Paul's, even with those mistakes, is still ahead of his PB. That's a really great things to hear. So. In this room, you don't have the necessary room to go for doubles, so you just go for one beams one missiles at a time. And now, an unknown place. There's Metroids. Reseren going, as you can see, Reseren didn't go all the way he needed to the right to trigger the set X in this room. Oh, you can. It's triple frame perfect. There's only one person that will go for that, Scotty, and it's you, Scotty. You're the only one who will go for those triple frame perfect bullshit things. Because yes, you said no ways, but yes way. Remember, Scotty, you're basically a task for this game. You're the human task. And Paul's going inside the SX and trying to imitate the SX movements. Nicely done, Pauls. Thank you for the swag there. Scotty, if monkeys are getting more than you, there's a problem. So you need to return practice and get it. Nice, huge expectation from you. So now the computer is now scolding Samus for destroying the Metroid research bay. They're cloning Metroid for its energy capacities. Of course, for peaceful application. Of course. It will never be used for warlike application. Always peaceful. Of course, we trust you, Federation. And now another application of a X puzzle rooms, and as you can see, the gold pirate. The only way to arm a gold pirate is through his back. But all the game detect all you're looking back at the pirate is that you're looking the same direction as the pirate. So even if you're forward in, if you shoot and then turn around, the game's like, oh, you're looking the same direction. You're behind the pirate, so you can arm the pirate. So you don't need to be behind his back. That's why you see our runners shooting and then looking the other side. And now Reseren is going to fight his Neo Ridley fight. Why Neo instead of X Ridley? I don't know. Maybe because it's not a good Ridley. Because we have the Ridley from SM here, the appearance, and then we have this ugly Ridley. And you're lucky you won't hear twice, because if I had the abilities, I would have put a Resonance sound just for you to hear that ugly roar. So you will have to try for Paul to be here. Because Resonance Auto is unusable. And now Neo Ridley is dead for Res. And now it's Paul time. Look at this majestic roar and scream. Such ugliness. It's so ugly that it's majestic. It is the majesties of the ugly and horrible scream. And Paul's going for those doubles. Missing some, but like I said, diffusion doubles are really hard to get. And now screw attack abilities gain. As you can see, screw attack will be very useful. Some screw attack blocks break also. And now I think after this fight they will enter cleanup. So they will have to attack the computers. And then cleanup will happen. Oh, headphones. Oh man, playing this game with headphones because of really, yes, I can understand. Your ears are bleeding, that's for sure. Yeah, that's really an unnatural screen volume. So now both of our runners are in cleanup. So they will claim sector by sectors until they have all the items to finish the game. Remember, missing an item is a penalty of 5 minutes. It's to ensure that nobody wants to skip far out of the way items thinking, I will save a lot of times. But no, that 5 minute penalty will lose you more time than it will save for the items that are so far out of the ways. Oh yes. And now they both have a good shine spark here. Those blocks here, they did have to break with screw attack. And Buzz going for the pose abuse strat here. To be honest, the pose abuse strat do save time compared to using the pose transition. But it's more of an in-game time strat. Since I don't know which is slower though, 2-door transition or pose on pose. Because pose are still slow, but door transition are very slow also in this game. If you have to add 2. Oh wow, Paul, you lose Scotty respect for using pose. Press F in chat for Paul's. You lose the respect of Scotty. F for you, my dear friend. But then he didn't lose his respect for going to the door. Oh man, Scotty being triggered as much. See those two runners doing not the optimal strat. You know, Scotty, Paul's also is going for the spark. Instead of going for the space boost. The space boost here is really hard because if you don't do it correctly, you might be inside the items, but the game do not detect you're inside the items, so you're not getting the items. Sparking make it very safe to get the items. It's slower, but it is very safe. So in a race setting, I can understand going for the sparking. So there's not a lot to say during cleanup. Oh, and Reseren going for the bomb jump in midair here because you can technically bomb jump in midair. It's really hard, and Reseren did get the bomb jump here. Really nice of him. And Reseren going for the RTA route, whilst Paul's go for the in-game time route. Since the game changed for RT not that long ago, you have to expect runners still going for the in-game time route because it's what they know, it's what they are comfortable with, and it's hard to learn a new route just for a tournament. So you have less door transition here, and it's faster RTA to go for the left first and then go into the right. While Pause we go to the right, I think. Yeah. In-game route is more consistent. So Pulse will go to the right first and then use a shine spark to go to the left. So opening those block here, taking the E-tanks here and then the missile and then going and run, charge shine spark all the way up, get the power bombs. But instead of going down like pollsmor will do, because since pollsmor is going down, he's not taking those two items right away compared to Reseren. So they will need to go down a little both to get this power bomb, but Reseren will go up instead of down compared to Paul. So we have a route divergence here because of one is in-game time route, one is the RTA route, and like Scotty said, the in-game time route is more consistent If Scotty says more consistent for him, that means it is more consistent. As you can see, Reseren is now quite a lot ahead of pollsmor. Yet the Reseren route, the in-game time route is the Reseren route. So more item collection on the way. Yeah, that's what I said, Scotty, the RTA route is the Reseren route. Did I say in-game time or what? When I wanted to say RTA? Oh, that's my bad then. I said in-game time. I'm too used that this game was still an in-game time game. So yes, indeed, the RTA route is the Reseren route. So sorry for misspeaking here. Very sorry, Reseren also. And you can see pollsmor going for the Shine Spark here. So Reseren is already in the sector 5. Doing some cleanup here. I think those were the only 2 items he needed. So now he will be on no, there's 1 more items, and then he will be on his way to the next sector. This sector 6. And now I think Reseren is going for a certain strat here. That using a Shine Spark plus power bombs. It's not this room. Yeah, sector 6. Fun fact: in French and English, 6 is written the same. It's just not named the same. 6 and 6. It's quite to say the same because of my accent, but it's hard to pronounce a name different when they're so similar. Six and 6. It is now in cleanup. They're now in cleanup for a while ago. There's no longer any progression at this point. It's pure cleanup. Yeah, exactly, Nick. Cleanup start after cleaning relay. Oh, and pollsmor going for the I'm missing this space jump here. He was going for the space boost. And also, where Reseren is, you don't want to spark up because it is such a time loss even for the in-game time route, because you have to redo all the cleanup route, basically all the other sectors. You want to space boost. And as you can see, because of the RTA route, aka the Reseren route, Reseren is far ahead of Paul. Yeah, the final boss is kind of progression, but they are not progressing at all because they are doing cleanup. The cleanup is longer in Fusion, for sure. And now Reseren going for this strat that they come out with, using a Shine Spark with a power bomb. The power bomb open the doors and you can Shine Spark directly into the E-tanks. A very consistent strat that Reseren come up with. I think it is still slower than the space boost strat, but it is a very consistent strat. And sadly, Reseren did lay up bombs at the wrong spot, so he had to exit the rooms and reset it. And going for the shiny spark for going back. Yeah, that's a sad thing, Buxton, that they nerfed the wall jump. Needed to use 2 walls to wall jump. So in this place, the intended strategy is to use the ouch with Ice Beam, but Paul's showing it first try like a boss, that in reverse also first try like a boss. Very swag from Paul. Thank you. That you can use instead more of a little grab. And now, Sector 4. Very fast sector to do. Unless you forget an item in Sector 4, you don't have to do any kind of clean on Sector 4. So and now exiting Sector 4 to enter Sector 2, Tropical Sector, and here is the dreaded Crumble City. Everything is crumble blocks, basically. You don't want to fall, because also these crumble blocks, they don't want to let you fall into the next place. They want you to use space on really bad items. And nicely done for Reseren for his Crumble City. So now, I think that is all for the item cleanup so far. No wait, there's still Sector 1 cleanup, and then the cleanup will be completed. It's just to like any speed run, to memorize 100%, it never takes that long to memorize your route. It just takes you to practice the route, do it over and over again for sometimes. It depends also from person to person how much time it takes. But if you're dedicated to it, it don't take that much times. Normally, I will say it takes only a few runs, and you will memorize the route, because it will become muscle memory to know where you need to go. That's the most important. You want it to become muscle memory, so you don't really have to think too much of where to go next. So all is natural where you want to go next. Yeah, sounds about right, Scotty. Sounds about right. About 5 rounds, I think it's the same for any kind of game. About you do 5 rounds of it, and you kind of have the route memorized. So you just don't worry too much about it. Just do some few rounds. Even if your first few rounds, when you're learning the Undo route, you missing some items, it's not that big of a deal because you're still learning it. So now, there's still quite a few items in the tropical sector to clean up. Like I said, cleanup is not that much to talk about. There's quite a few strats here and there that are pretty exciting to see. That's really cool to see, but more than that, it's just movements here and there you will see. And now for a puzzle room here. Oh, and Reseren sparking to the emptiness, to the wall. So the puzzle is that is to teach you to use a shine spark into a slope, so you can speed boost again. Because those are crumble blocks, and only speed booster make you fast enough to not fall while walking to crumble blocks. And the last one is tricky because and Reseren did jump too high. Because the last one you don't want to do like the others. You want to jump and get the other slope instead of the first slope you see. And now Pulse is now in the Shine Spark chain puzzle room. I do quite like this puzzle though. I think there's something missing with. I know Zero Mission don't have a Shine Spark puzzle room. Shine Spark, I think. Something that will be fun to see, that kind of puzzle room. And now the cleanup sector 2 is finished. And we're seeing the reactor here without all the vines. And if you go down in the reactor rooms, you will see some green glow, showing that it is a nuclear reactor. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, Charlie Spark is a Shine Spark. That's true. There's at least one, but I would like to see more in Zero Mission after what they have done with Fusion. They introduced us to the Shine Spark puzzles. Will be fun to see more. And now I think cleanup is finished. We're going to see the computers. Yep, cleanup is finished. Talking to the computers about what to do next. So to progress the story. So Reseren cleanup is finished. pollsmor cleanup is nearly finished. I think you only have one more items to get. Yeah, because like I really said, Fusion 100%, it is the slowest of all those games by far. And now some ominous music here with Paul at the computers. And after that, all they will have to do is now kill the CX and crash the space station to the SR-388 and then escape. Oh yes, Nick, SM 1% is barely slower. It's just 20 minutes faster about than Fusion Undo. And now Reseren going for the free strat and the little shot on the first side of the X, because when she's freezing, she can take multiple hit per frames from the plasma beams, and killing the second part in 2 shots. Nicely done, Reseren. And will he try for the? Yes, he's trying for the doubles. I think he missed the first. Got the second doubles. No, I think he got all 3 doubles. Nicely done, Reseren. Now time for Pulse. Pulse being on computers with some ghosting problems, using a different strat, slower, but still working. And I'll also going for the doubles. He did miss at least one doubles. So compared to the other car X, the Ice Beam car X just go away instead of letting you absorb it. And now this escape sequence, and both of them did the RTA strat with the door where you jump the door, which is faster. And Reseren, I think, missed the low. Yeah, he did miss the low height spark. And now a little fight with the Omega Metroid. So whatever your health, the Omega the first time you encounter it, you the first hit, puts you at 1 HP. Because Saix is there trying to save the day. But sadly, Saix is a bad player. Look at her shooting so slowly and getting hit after that and already dead. Such a bad player. Come on, Saix. Go practice your shot on the Omega Metroid. Like Reseren do. That's the kind of shooting you want to do, Saix. And now Omega is dead. And GG to Reseren, finishing with an official SL time of 1:48, 1 hour 40 minutes and 80 seconds. Congratulations! Now it's time for pollsmor to fight against the Omega Metroid. And Reseren did get the PB. Congratulations, Reseren, for also a PB. And it's saying Paul is going for the Pogo, for the Omega Pogo. He missed it. Come on, Pulse, you can do it. Trying to go for the jumpy boy. Oh, and getting the Omega stuck in the air. Nicely done. Nicely done, Paul. Nice. Very understandable doing that because he didn't want to get a very disappointed PB. And pollsmor finishing with an official SIL time of 1 hour 41 minutes and 44 seconds. GG, Paul. GG. That was a really good race for both our runners. So we just need to wait at the end for that 100%. So all the animation here is pretty slow because there's a lot of dialogue, and then you have the very good music, at least to wait until all the credits finish to see that 100%. So let's just enjoy it. And we have confirmed 100% for Reseren with an in-game time of 106. And 100% also confirmed for Paul with an in-game time of 107. So, this concludes this episode of the Metroid Fusion tournament for 2 days. So stay tuned for more. So I think that there's more tournament 2 days. There is this, I know there's a Super Metroid tournament that will be happening at 2 days. So maybe some more. So stay tuned, everybody, for more laters. And thank you, and we'll see you for the next mission.